I'm first with spiritual things, not terrestrial things. I create terrestrial things to deal with terrestrial things. So terrestrial things can have a ball with telling me all about terrestrial things. It's time to resurrect and lift yourself up. It's time to bring yourself back up to where you was. It's time to start thinking more, better. You is holy. You is superior. You is great. You is the producer and creator of all things. You is the Father. You is not the Son. You have to believe on Yud Hey-Wah-Hey. Yud Hey-Wah-Hey. Because we make sons. We're not sons, we make them. Praise Yahweh. Yes, Yahweh. Yes, Yahweh.
Yes, Yahweh.
Yes, Yahweh. She laughing at me. Yes, Yahweh.
Yes, Yahweh.
Praise Yahweh.
Praise Yahweh.
Surprised to see me? Are you? In this form, in this way, coming at this time. I usually wouldn't do this right now, but I'm going to go ahead. The Spirit is calling for it. Yahweh is calling for it and saying that it must be done. Praise Yahweh.
Praise Yahweh.
So here it is. Let me see a show of hands of how many people really keep atonement. If you really keep At-One-Ment with Yud Hey-Wah-Hey, let me see your hands. Okay? Yeah? Your hand not up, so you don't really keep it? Okay, your hand up. Okay. But you say you really keep atonement, which is At-One-Ment, right? With Yud Hey-Wah-Hey. No, you haven't. No, you haven't. She said, yes, I have. I know you saying, yes, I have. How you going to tell me I ain't been keeping Day of Atonement At-One-Ment with Yud Hey-Wah-Hey? You've been studying it all these years. All these years, and you have no idea what it is that you're actually doing. You're just going off of one way of what somebody said and what you think it is. But you never looked to see. See, the power of seeing for yourself what you're doing and understanding it is great. I would say that is great. So in order to do Day of At-One-Ment, you got to know what it is that you are at one ment with when it says Yud Hey-Wah-Hey or Yahweh. So let's go on a short odyssey real quick on this journey and see if we have been at one ment with Yud Hey-Wah-Hey every time we've been doing Day of Atonement. Let's just take a peek, and then when we done, you ask yourself, have I really been keeping At-One-Ment with Yud Hey-Wah-Hey? Have I? Have I really been focusing on At-One-Ment with Yud Hey-Wah-Hey? Have I really digested the meaning of At-One-Ment with Yud Hey-Wah-Hey? Have I? You ask yourself these questions. And after you're done asking yourself these questions, then you have to partake in ment, which is a verb, which means action, and start doing it the right way. All right? So now we're going to travel into atonement. And let's go into atonement and see what it says. Who got atonement? Dictionary.
I do.
Okay.
Atonement.
Coming from where?
Dictionary.com.
Dictionary.com.
Atonement. Satisfaction or reparation for a wrong or injury. Amen.
See? Satisfaction or a reparation for a wrong. Okay? We've been carrying out that part pretty much. You know? Seeking for the satisfaction of Yud Hey-Wah-Hey for a wrong that we have done. What else we got?
Or injury. Amends. The doctrine concerning the reconciliation of God, Yahweh, and humankind.
Uh-oh. You hear that? Did you hear what she just said? Read that real good and nice and loud. So everyone listening to you and those who are not here partaking with us in this class can understand something about atonement. Okay? Read that real nice and loud.
The doctrine concerning the reconciliation of God, Yahweh, and
Wait.
humankind.
The doctrine. The doctrine. Somebody else got doctrine? Could somebody get doctrine for me real quick so we can understand? The doctrine. Go ahead.
Doctrine, according to dictionary.com, a particular principle, position, or policy.
Look at that. A position, policy. What else was the first one?
Principle.
A principle. Why would you need to know about a position? The same reason why I'm coming to you every chance I get to teach you about the TheeOpenYod and teach you about Yod and the position in which it sits. But I'm not going to spend too long on there. I'm going to let y'all have the chance of studying all of that for yourself. But let's go back. Read the definition of atonement. That definition of atonement again.
Atonement. The doctrine concerning the reconciliation.
The doctrine concerning the what?
Reconciliation.
Reconciliation. Go ahead. Read that for me.
Reconciliation. An act of reconciling or the state of being reconciled. The process of making consistent or compatible.
The process of making consistent or compatible. That's what I wanted to hear. See, that's all dealing with you. Because you have to be consistent with you and you have to be compatible. If you call yourself Yud-Heh-Wav-Heh, you want to be consistent because Yud-Heh-Wav-Heh is consistent. And in order to be compatible with him, you have to understand and operate in the first place with Yud. I know y'all still like, but what does atonement have to do? It's telling you right there. I think that even said for all humankind, right?
No.
Read that again. That the little part right there. Go.
The doctrine concerning the reconciliation of God, Yahweh, and humankind.
Of God, Yud-Heh-Wav-Heh, and humankind. This doctrine of being compatible. And when you are saying that you are compatible, you have to become compatible with Yud. It's impossible. But see, let's go more into finding out if this is really all about Yud. Don't you want to find out?
Yes.
Do you want to find out? I think I want to know even if you don't want to know. All right, let's go. Atonement. At-One-Ment. Let's go to at. Somebody give me at. Because we just found out that when you read atonement, yeah, we pretty much got the point of dealing with Yahweh and trying to be sufficient with the parts of doing wrong and everything. We want him to forgive us for all of that. Yeah, but it also told you that it's dealing with a doctrine and understanding of the particular place and everything like that. So let's understand now, what is that place? Go ahead. At. Who got at? Read. At.
Coming from dictionary.com, at preposition, used to indicate a point or place occupied in space, in, on, or near.
Hold it. Look at that. Dictionary.com just gave you a message seriously. It said that under the definition of at, it is used to indicate a point. Now, what is Yud? What is Yud? A point. It's used to indicate a point. What else?
To stand
Nuh-uh. After point.
or place
or place. But where's this place what?
occupied in space.
Holding. It's occupied in space. Now when you look at every alphabet, which one is occupied in space?
You.
Only Yud. So that means Yud is the only one, right? It's the only one that's occupied in a place where it's space like that. What's the next word in atonement after at?
One.
Uh-oh, why would we be dealing with one? Why would the word one be in there? Because the word at before one is pointing you in the direction of something that is one. What is one? Well, they would argue the fact and say that one is really Aleph.
Yes. But
And they'll tell you that one is Yud because you drop the 0 on the 10, you got 1. And then they tell you Kuf is 100. You drop the 2 zeros, you have 1. All of those are me. All of those are me. Yud. Aleph cannot exist without me. Its form is a upper Yud, a lower Yud, and the middle is a Wav, which is Yud Wav Daleth, which is hand, which is Yud. Aleph is a makeup of me in another form. But see, you have to be in tune to all of this. And when you are keeping Day of Atonement, you have to be at one mint with all of this. Because mint means what? Go to mint. Let's see what mint means. And see if it's all associated with all of this. What a surprise. What a surprise to come and share such knowledge with you on Day of Atonement to let you know what you really should have been focusing on Day of Atonement. You know, I mean, yes, your wrongs and being sufficient for you, hey, why were the wrongs you did, but see, it's not going to work unless you are really at one mint. The true at one mint. At in the direction, what? Place. What? Space of one, which is Yud. And then mint means, you got it?
that meant with a hyphen.
Meant with a hyphen. Of course, it's going to be with a hyphen because it is a...
Action.
And what else?
Verb.
And what else? What is it used as?
The suffix of
A suffix. It's used as a suffix. So it's used as a suffix and it's an action, a verb, word, meaning what? Give it to me.
Meant. A suffix of nouns, often concrete, denoting an action or resulting state.
So the purpose of meant being connected to this word at one is that you apply the action of the first. You apply the action of the first word, which is at, one meant, which together brought atonement. Atonement said the doctrine, what? Go back to that. See, because this is what the mint is all about. You have to act out this right here.
Atonement. The doctrine concerning the reconciliation of God, Yud-Heh-Wav-Heh, and humankind.
That's what it's got to be about. That's your action. And the only way they can do all of this is by making them conscious of at one, which is Yud-Heh-Wav-Heh. See, I'm putting up, I'm putting up this because that's the one and that's the O. See that? The one and the O. 10. Yud. All connected. Your study and your agreement and being in association with Yud-Heh-Wav-Heh should have Yud on your mind like never before. It's all the same, just the same as the kingdom of Yud-Heh-Wav-Heh is at hand. Now you know what at means what? Hand is what? Now you got some information about At. Now you already know what hand is, Yud. The kingdom of Yud-Heh-Wav-Heh is at Yud. The king's dome is at Yud. I know everybody they want to say at hand, and meaning, oh, it's near and it's soon coming and it'll be. No, it's here. The king's dome is here. And it's at Yud. And Yud is open. For you, because you are Yud. But like I said, you've been sleeping. You forgot. You got to wake up to it. You have to wake up to it. You have to know what's going on within yourself. Yes, Yahweh. Yes, Yahweh. Yes, Yahweh.
Yes, Yahweh.
What a beautiful moment. What a beautiful moment to be in. So I say this, as you're keeping Day of Atonement, as you are becoming at one with yourself and conversating with yourself and forgiving yourself, because forgiveness starts where first? With yourself. So you have to forgive yourself. Then you'll feel more better to forgive everybody else. How could I forgive you when I haven't even forgiven myself? That's what it's all about. That's why you off to yourself, because you are forgiving yourself and changing yourself and putting yourself in the same mold, same fashion as Yud.